This episode of PhoneBuff is brought to you by lynda.com. Click on the first link in the description below to start your free 7-day trial today. What's up guys, David here from PhoneBuff, and today I've got an exciting speed test for you between the all-new LG G3 and the Samsung Galaxy S5. Now, what's interesting about this speed test is while both phones have the same processor, the G3 we're testing has an extra gigabyte of RAM compared to the S5, which theoretically should help its performance. But at the same time, the G3 also has a lot more pixels to push with its Quad HD display, which theoretically should hinder its performance. So it's tough to say which phone will actually perform better when looking at the spec sheet alone, and that's exactly why we do these PhoneBuff style speed tests, racing each phone through a virtual obstacle course so we can actually see which one is actually faster in the real world. Let's go ahead and get right into it. Alright, so really quick, I want to let you guys know that both phones are coming off a fresh reboot and both are connected to the same Wi-Fi network. We'll begin by starting the stopwatches and then jumping into the first obstacle, if you will, in taking a picture. Going into the gallery, both phones are neck and neck, with the Galaxy S5 having only a split-second advantage heading into Temple Run 2. Speaking of which, it'll be interesting to see how the G3 holds up in this gaming portion of this test, considering that it has so many more pixels to push with that Quad HD display. But so far, the extra load on the GPU doesn't seem to be holding it back, with it keeping up with the Galaxy S5 no problem. Moving on to the Angry Birds app, it looks like the G3 has actually captured the lead, with the S5 trailing it by about a second or so. The next step up in this virtual obstacle course is Google Earth, where we're really putting each of these phones' GPUs to the test, loading up a 3D model of Paris and the Eiffel Tower. And so far, it looks like both phones are loading it up at the same rate, allowing the G3 to keep its split-second lead heading into VidTrim Pro. So in this app, we're compressing the same video file on each phone, which is probably the most processor-intensive task in this whole speed test. And as you can see, the S5 is just flying through it, recapturing the lead it lost earlier and moving on to the Score mobile app. As the G3 finishes compressing that video, the Galaxy S5 seems to be struggling a bit with the Score mobile app, so even though we're getting pretty late into the game, the G3 still has a shot at pulling off a last-second win if it can load up the Verge website faster in Chrome. And so far, it looks like it's doing just that, with it narrowing the lead loading up the mobile Verge site. And going into the full Verge site, both phones are neck and neck. This is really anyone's game, but looks like the Galaxy S5 finishes just a split second quicker, squeezing out the win in the first round of the speed test. But we're not done yet. We're gonna run the same obstacle course again, but this time in reverse, seeing which phone can handle multitasking better. As you can see, the animations seem to be a little quicker on the Galaxy S5, but for the most part, the G3 is sticking with it, and going into Temple Run 2, the G3's 3GB of RAM come into play, keeping Temple Run 2 running in the background, while the Galaxy S5's 2GB of RAM forced the phone to have to reopen the app, giving the G3 a huge advantage with it already finishing the remaining apps in the second round, and the Galaxy S5 just now getting into the camera where it does seem to stutter a bit, but there you go, the S5 is finally done, clearly giving the win in this second round to the G3. Okay, while the Galaxy S5 was a second or so faster than the G3 in the initial test, the G3 was a good 10 seconds faster than the S5 when we did the test in reverse. So overall, I have to give the win to the G3, but as you guys saw, both phones can definitely hold their own. Now, before I head out of here, I want to give a big shout out to lynda.com for making this video possible. So as you've probably heard by now, lynda.com helps you learn and keep up to date with your software, pick up brand new skills, or explore new hobbies with their easy to follow video tutorials. If you're a fan of the channel, I'd say that there's a pretty good chance that you're into technology, and with lynda.com, you can learn how to get the most out of it. Whether you want to take better pictures and video with your DSLR, learn the programming skills you need to develop your own mobile app, or edit your own video footage using Final Cut or Premiere like I do, lynda.com offers thousands of video courses in a variety of topics, with more and more being added every week. Plans start at just $25 a month, and for you phone buffs, lynda.com is hooking it up with a free 7-day trial. So head over to lynda.com/phonebuff or click on the first link in the description below, start your free 7-day trial, learn that skill that you've probably always wanted to learn, and hey, help support the channel in the process. Alright, that's pretty much it for me in this video. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the very next episode.